you can see that we are missing a corner here, right? And how big is this corner? Well, this corner must be this times that, namely 25. And then we can complete the square. So whenever we're trying to solve a quadratic equation, there's a method called the completing the square. But what exactly does this mean? What square are we talking about? Well, today I would like to give you the geometry meaning of the completing the square method when we are trying to solve a quadratic equation. Let's take a look at this. For example, x squared plus 10x is equal to 24. I left a space right here on purpose and you will see why. Okay, let's start with this term, x squared. Well, isn't this just x to the second power? Why do we call this x squared? Here's the reason. Because this literally comes from a square. Have a look. X. I can say this much is x. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the side right here. That's also x. And I'm going to just draw a square first. And now let me ask you, what's the area of the square? It's just x times x, right? Namely x to the second power, namely x squared. So this takes care of that term when we look at this from a geometry point of view. To continue, next we have to add 10 times x. So 10, maybe it's like this much. And then x is still right here, same thing. So the area of this rectangle is just 10 times x. 10x. Okay for that, but this is how we can be smart of using geometry. Instead of putting down 10x right here, we are actually going to cut this in half. So have a look. I'm going to cut this in half. So instead of 10, we will just have from here to here being 5. Why? Because for the other half, I'm going to put it down here. This right here, we also have 5. And the area of this rectangle will be what? 5 times x. So it's this, right? 5 times x. So here's the key. Look at this and then break it down into two parts. So that's the same as plus 5x plus 5x. Well, if you look at x squared plus 10x from this picture, x squared plus 10x, you can see that we are missing a corner here, right? And how big is this corner? Well, this corner must be this times that, namely 25. Aha! Now, imagine if we can go back to the equation right here, you see how the 25 is missing? Let's just go ahead and add the 25 here. Once we do this, it's like we're putting down this little block right here, and then we can complete the square. And this is the square that we are talking about. And now remember, as always, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you do the same thing to the other side. So I will have to add 25 here as well. So with this, we complete the square and we can proceed. Check this out. On the left hand side, we can factor it. You will just get x plus 5 times x plus 5, which is just squared. But you don't have to factor it by doing the trinomial because you could just look at here. Look, this is x plus 5 going from here to here. That's the total length. And then again, right here is x plus 5. X plus 5 times x plus 5, we get the x plus 5 squared. And then this right here will be equal to 24 plus 25, which is 49. And the rest is just we can work out the usual business. To solve for this x, we first get rid of this squared by taking the square root on both sides so that this and that can cancel. Right here, make sure you remember to put down a plus or minus. I know, if you look at this from a geometry point of view, negative number might not make too much sense, right? But when we're trying to solve a quadratic equation, make sure you include both the plus and also the minus. Alright, to continue, here we have x plus 5 equals plus or minus square root of 49, which is 7. This means we have two equations. The first one, x plus 5 equals 7, and the other one, x plus 5 equals negative 7. For the first one, minus 5 on both sides, cancel. First answer, x equals 2. For the second one, minus 5 on both sides. Cancel, and we get x equals negative 12. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the two solutions to this quadratic equation. We literally completed the square. So hopefully this right here helps, and for more practice with quadratic equations, check out my playlist right here. That's it.